Two devastating earthquakes struck Nepal in April and May 2015, killing nearly 9,000 people, injuring tens of thousands, and damaging more than 500,000 homes. The government of Nepal and aid providers quickly came together to assist affected communities. The initial damage and need assessment provided crucial information on physical damages and economic impacts, but not enough to measure the full scale of the disaster. The DFID-funded Independent Impacts and Recovery Monitoring Project began immediately after the earthquake to fill some of the gaps. The project tracks long-term social impacts and recovery patterns through longitudinal research. After the earthquake, reconstruction was initially slow and many lived in temporary shelters for at least 1 year. But nearly 5 years later, significant progress can be observed, with most living in a repaired or rebuilt house and others in the process of rebuilding. However, challenges do remain. For example, the Nepal government has provided cash grants for rebuilding houses, but access to soft loans has been minimal. Many who rebuilt have had to take increasingly large loans at high interest rates to pay for their reconstruction. The impact of rising debts remains to be seen. Also, the newly built houses are often too small for people's needs. Over half of the households who completed reconstruction built 1 or 2 rooms only. Many of them continue using their old, partially damaged house to sleep in for cooking, storage, or livestock. People in urban areas and in lesser impacted areas have been slower to rebuild, and many still live in partially damaged houses. Some have done their own repairs, but the structural safety of these repairs is still unclear. Retrofitting support is available, but uptake has been very low. Vulnerable groups have received little support until now, and some have fallen behind in their recovery. Those still living in shelters are few, mostly the elderly or those without land documents. But they feel stuck and unsure if they'll ever return to a proper home. The evidence collected through the Independent Impacts and Recovery Monitoring Project is used to identify how best to support people's recovery and prepare for future disasters in Nepal and elsewhere. Disaster responses worldwide can benefit from similar research efforts to ensure they are responsive to local needs. To learn more, visit asiafoundation.org.